I was curious if you looked at, in kind of contradistinction to the geoengineering, a lot of the proposals that are happening with regards to the restoration of ecosystems to use biology to really deal with a lot of the things that technology isn't dealing with. Some of the things that, for instance, Paul Hawken's been putting together in his new book, Drawdown, and I was wondering if you had a chance to kind of review any of the proposals around how we kind of have, we've been thinking about climate change in an inverted kind of way, where we blame CO2, but it's actually the disruption of the ecosystems and the capacity to stabilize a lot of the cycles of water and carbon that are really the issues.
Yeah.
You know about Drawdown?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think that they both are, one thing, it's not just, destructions of the ecological systems are a disaster and are part of the catastrophe that we're in, the long emergency that we're in. But also burning of fossil carbon, we're not necessarily going to happen unless we did it. So these are two different problems, and stopping burning fossil carbon would be one thing to do. Restoring ecological systems would be another, and drawing carbon down. You grow forests, you grow peat beds, you burn charcoal and bury it. There are ways of drawing carbon down, and a lot of talk now of if you could pull CO2 to the atmosphere with your, if every windmill creating electricity was using a tenth of that electricity to suck CO2 out of the atmosphere through chemical means, you might have then a whole lot more dry ice than we need. You'd have to bury that. That's bad news, but you could use the carbon in carbon dioxide to make graphene, and then you could use graphene to replace cement, and cement is a huge creator of carbon burn. So that there are some circular loops to carbon drawdown. And really, the tech is not the problem. This is why last year's talk was about economics rather than tech, because we've got clean techs. We just can't afford to pay ourselves to put them in place fast enough because we're trying to make a profit on everything. And so the economic system that we're in, if you take the IPAT formula, our impact equals population times appetite times technology, the real dangerous one, and I said this to Paul Ehrlich, that it's not appetite, although you could call it that, it's the economic system that you're in. It's really the capitalist system of profit and shareholder value as the only two values that are killing us.